So we jumped on this morning, and the new card now, we have Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson, and Khamzat Chimaev will fight Kevin Holland, and Leach will fight Rodriguez.
Wow. What a shit show. UFC 279 is the gift that keeps giving, and we haven't even started on the fights. As most of you would have already figured out or heard, Khamzat Chimaev has missed weight after the altercation, or whatever you want to call it, with Kevin Holland in the press conference. I didn't even have a press conference because of that. What is happening, even by the standards of the UFC, which is drama packed? This is crazy. This is insane. We haven't seen something like this before. And I've got a conspiracy theory here. But before we get there, let's put a timeline of events. So the UFC press conference gets cancelled because apparently there is an altercation in the back. This is the first time ever, according to Dana White and the UFC as a company, that they've actually cancelled a press conference. And mind you, we've had some interesting press conferences, a la Conor McGregor, Khabib. So to have this be the first one is interesting. Turns out there was a little bit of a scrap between Kevin Holland and Khamzat Chimaev. It escalated, as it does, I guess. But, so that's interesting news here. But, we wake up today. And we find out that Khamzat misses weight by almost 7 pounds. So there was no way he was going to make it. So on top of the fact that he's out there, causing all sorts of tomfoolery, he's missing weight. Not by a small amount, but by an amount that just makes it unfeasible to fight Nate Diaz. So the whole card is in pandemonium. They're figuring out, what they're going to do. And lo and behold, they do a little bit of a reshuffle in terms of the fighters fighting. So the new main event is Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. I like this fight. Khamzat Chimaev taking on Kevin Holland at a catchweight. And, the unfortunate individuals in this whole kerfuffle or reshuffle is Li Jingliang and Daniel Rodriguez. So they get booted to the bottom and they fight each other at a catchweight as well. So I can't process all of these changes. But when I think about it, this is what this card should have been. And I've got a conspiracy theory here. Dana planned this all along. Okay, that's a bit aggressive. It's a bit aggressive to put that out there. But think about it. Let's just run with this. Let's run with this conspiracy theory. This card wasn't selling. Or apparently wasn't selling. And that's the reason that they got Tony here, with Khamzat and Nate as the headliner. They have an altercation, or there's a big altercation that causes, the press conference to be cancelled. Great publicity everywhere in the news. And if that's enough, Khamzat misses weight. Now, I'm not saying these are all planned, because that's just, all of them are there. But heck, I am definitely tuning in, because there's a Khamzat and Kevin Holland beef that's going to be settled here. That's going to be an interesting fight in itself. And Nate and Tony Ferguson, this is what it should have been to begin with. These guys are in the same sort of spectrum, same timeline in terms of their peak and where they're at. And it's a more fun fight. It's a fairer fight. And this is the people's fight. People wanted to see this fight. The UFC were apparently, in a pickle, and they had the perfect card there. And now with Khamzat and Kevin Holland and the backstory and the fighting, they need to recut a promo here, because there's just so much content to work with. But yeah, Li Jingliang, Daniel Rodriguez, unfortunately get booted. They're fighting at catchweight. I have never seen so much pandemonium, so much confusion rather. I'm just confused. I'm absolutely confused. But I'm excited for this card now. And I think that, tell me this doesn't sell better than what it was selling now. Tell me this does not sell better. I wish they released, numbers and graphs in terms of, sell patterns, because I'd say after all of this pandemonium, people are going to tune in. Tony Ferguson and Nate Diaz. Come on, the UFC, you need to recut a trailer here because there's just so much to work with. That's a great main event. They're both five. The co-main, Kevin Holland and Khamzat Chimaev, 5 rounds. The main 5 rounds. This is a balanced card now. There's a lot of storylines, and I really hope that the fights live up to all this pandemonium. Wow.